Gen AI enabled, before we get to agentic, is utilizing AI to make that rule of 40 more efficient. In enterprise software, 30% of our costs, in essence, are product development. So you think about the first instances of a Gen AI enabled product. It is a developer who now can operate 3 or 4 agents who can be as effective as 5 or 6 developers. So all of a sudden you go from, well, wait a minute, I was spending 30% of my cost on development. I can now spend 20% of my cost on development. More effective on new product and code writing than older. But, again, there's a tipping point dynamic that's going to occur in our marketplace where ultimately the Gen AI enabled or the Gen AI generated code will ultimately, supplant what was the legacy code. And so then you're going to see a massive shift in the cost dynamic. So now all of a sudden you're increasing your margin without selling one additional product because your cost of support, cost of development goes down. Point one, development. Customer support. As you think about utilizing these tools for customer support calls, 40, 50, 60, 70%, 80%, 90% deflection of these calls with agents, higher NPS scores, higher net promoter scores, higher customer service that you can do with fewer people. So now all of a sudden you're reducing your support costs. If you actually do the work, they're only spending 15% of their time selling. 85% of their time, it's the administration around selling, sales support, capturing information, putting it in some repository, using that to make a more effective sale and all those sort of things. Gen AI enabled agents can do a lot of that work. And so all of a sudden your salespeople now spend 40, 50, 60, 70% more time selling as opposed to the back office administration part of it. All those dynamics right there, I just lifted your margin from 25% EBITDA margin to 40% EBITDA margin. Okay. So now you go from rule of 40 to rule of 65. And now you say, okay, now how do I enhance my go-to-market part of this that I can actually be more effective in sales lead conversion? So now all of a sudden you're lifting your growth rate. Okay, now you're rule of 70, right? So that's a dynamic, which is what I call Gen AI enabled enterprise software.